now, baby. Joe Inglis coming at you with 9 total bets for Sunday afternoon NFL action. Before we get into that, make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button right down there. Now then, let us get right into the action where we're going to start things off in beautiful New Jersey. The Panthers intend to take on the Jets. And what are we doing here? Give me the Carolina Panthers, favored by 1.5 here. Hey, guys, the Panthers are actually kind of half decent here. Wins in 3 of their last 4 games. Meanwhile, the New York Jets are once again the greatest embarrassment in the NFL. So Panthers are the statistically better team in almost every category that you do want to look at. And they have a lot more talent too, especially with Garrett Wilson most likely out for the Jets here. They're really going to miss this guy. Only 2 other members of the Jets offense have double-digit catches. And that's a tight end and a running back. So a pretty big drop-off at wide receiver here for the Jets without Wilson. So the Jets might look to rely on the run where they're going to find a dead end because the Panthers have been fantastic against the run here lately. Number 1 in the NFL in yards allowed per rush attempt over their last 3 games. I do think this game sets up very nicely for Bryce Young. Jets have the 3rd lowest pressure percentage and the 3rd fewest sacks in the NFL. So if the Panthers rebuild is truly going in the right direction, at least even by a little bit, then I think it's very realistic that they do pick up a win on the road versus the worst team in the NFL. Give me the Panthers minus 1.5. Okay, Jingles, we have some alignment here. Jets team total. You're going under.
Yeah, I'm certainly not going over. Under 20.5 minus 111 is the price I'm playing right now. On the other side of 20, the Blitz is projecting one of the slowest games on the slate. The Jets are coming back from London, which is already a bad schedule spot, after passing for minus 10 net yards. Fields was sacked 9 times. The 2-minute offense was fireable offense, I think, going into that second half. And now they're likely without Garrett Wilson, who didn't practice Wednesday. Rico Dowdle has been on fire in the absence of Chuba Hubbard. And this offense in Carolina getting a little healthier. Hubbard could be back. Sanders, a tight end, possibly back. And Fields, this is not a good thing for this offense. Fields has 0 interceptions. That's pretty good. He's been awful, and this offense has been absolutely terrible. But he's been talking this week that he needs to be more aggressive and he needs to adopt a let her rip approach going into this week. That is not good for a guy of his stature and his skill set. That's not what you want. This Jets defense also has just 1 takeaway on the season. So it's not like they're going to be set up on the short field. I think this number could dip below 20.5. But if you hate the Jets, this is a good hate bet for sure.
Okay, let's stay in this game. Of course, we're giving out 3 bets for the big Panthers Jets game. It was a Rico Dowdle revenge game last week. You think he might pick up where he left off at least a little bit? You're going to take him to get into the end zone here.
Yeah, this Dowdle price for a TD at plus 120, I think, is being priced in that Chuba Hubbard is playing. And I don't even care if Chuba Hubbard's playing. Rico Dowdle deserves the majority of these snaps. Dave Canal said he will likely need to string multiple practices together to play Sunday. That's in terms of Chuba. But the Panthers, elite matchup versus 28th ranked scoring defense. And how are you going to get this guy off the field? He handled 35 of 39 running back opportunities last week, and he has 473 total yards over the last 2 weeks. Even when Hubbard was in, it was Dowdle who was getting the majority of the red zone stuff. Weeks 1 to 4, 3 carries. This is Dowdle. 3 carries inside the 5-yard to Hubbard's 0, and 6 inside the 20 to Hubbard's 4. The Jets are 0-6 straight up. They just got back from London. They are a mess offensively. Carolina could benefit from the short fields. If Hubbard is ruled out, this is moving to the minus 140 price range in this matchup. So I'll take some plus 120, and I know covers J-Lo's on it as well.
Okay, a lot of people lining up to fade the Miami Dolphins in some way, shape, or form here lately. Let me tell you how to fade the Dolphins this week going into Cleveland against the Browns. You're going to want to take the Dolphins to go under their team total of 19.5 points. So shaping up to be a really messy day in Cleveland on Sunday. Heavy wind gusts and rain in the forecast. And we know these Dolphins, when you take them outside of South Florida or outside of a dome, it can get pretty ugly here. So Throwing will absolutely be an issue for Tua in this game. So they're probably going to want to rely on the run, right? Yeah. Well, they're going to run into a dead end because the Browns have the number one rush defense in the NFL. At home this season, Cleveland has held two pretty good offenses. They limited them quite a bit. They've held the Packers to 10 points a few weeks ago. Then in week one, Joe Burrow and the Bengals only scored 17 points in that game. So I think throwing conditions could really be limited for both of these teams with poor weather conditions. So, what does that mean? It means both teams will probably be trying to run the ball a lot. What happens when teams are running the ball? That clock keeps ticking here. Dolphins coming off a season where they only averaged 16.3 points per game on the road. I think we'll see that pattern carry into this game. Take the Dolphins to score fewer than 19 and a half. Okay, Jingles, I think you come on every week and give out something for Cam Scadaboo. If it's not broke, why fix it? What do you like for him this week?
Yeah, I keep going from different spot to different spot. This week we're on the carries. 15 plus of them, plus money at plus 110. So price I'm playing. Tough matchup, but that is certainly priced in here versus the Denver defense, who's just come back from London. It's probably the best schedule spot that they could have in Denver here. Even with Tyrone Tracy back last week, which I still think is priced again too much into this, the Scab Man got 73% of the snap share, 19 carries, 100 total yards, 3 touchdowns. Tyrone Tracy is not taking away snaps. He is the rest guy. He got 4 carries last week. Expect another 75% running back opportunity share for Cam Scadaboo. The Giants, without Malik Neighbors, really reducing the 3 wide receiver sets, going heavy. They went 57%, 3 wide receiver sets 2 weeks ago, down to 43%. And expect a lot more tight end formations, which is better for Cam and that running game. And let's be honest, the Denver defense last week versus the Jets was incredible. Absolutely incredible. 13 points, awesome. But the Denver offense still almost lost that game. This is a below average unit, ranks worse than Vegas in success rate versus the pass, 25th. I don't think Denver holds on to the ball a lot in this game. There could actually be a few more plays than expected for the Giants, who are going to give the inside red zone carries to Cam. And that's when these numbers, the carry numbers, pop up. Because if you've watched Cam, I know he had 3 touchdowns in the last game. He hasn't been the most efficient guy in tight, but they'll just keep calling his number, which should tick up those carries.
Okay, a little dinky bet here for the people. Let's go down to Tennessee for this one. I take the Patriots to cover the first quarter spread minus half a point. So they need to be up by at least a point at the end of the first quarter. So the two big narratives in this one, yes, the Mike Vrabel revenge game. Meanwhile, some other people might argue new coach bump for the Titans. Let's throw those narratives out the window and just focus on facts here. This is a matchup between a Patriots offense that gets off to great starts. They rank 5th in the NFL in first quarter scoring at 7.2 first quarter points per game. They're taking on a Titans offense that is dead last in first quarter scoring. They're averaging 1.5 first quarter points here this season. Tennessee has been at a first quarter deficit in 5 straight games. Patriots have had a first quarter lead in 4 of their last 5 games. Titans, there's no home field advantage here. Are you kidding me? They are dead last in net yards per play at home. Give me the Patriots to cover that first quarter number. Okay, let's go down to Dallas. Commanders in town. We got 3 total bets for this game. Get us started with Jaden Daniels looking to bounce back after a bad performance there versus the Bears.
Bad performance, but he got over his over his 1.5 passing touchdowns, which was plus money last week. Now it's minus 115 for 2 or more, and we're hitting it again. Like I said, got it plus money last week. Bears out of the bye, finished with 3 TDs in a game with a hurt Debo Samuel and no Terry McLaurin. Now he gets an indoor matchup versus Dallas, a Dallas defense that at home has given up 37 and 40 points. Russell Wilson, 450 yards, 3 TDs. Jordan Love, 337 yards, 3 TDs as well. And it projects as one of the faster games with the forced most plays from the blitz. Dallas secondary still has some injuries. Yes, some guys are back, but they still have 5 DBs out, include Malik Hooker. This is a spot where even if Debo doesn't play, I'm not too worried. Even if Terry McLaurin doesn't play, I'm not too worried. Jaden Daniels is back. That 70% completion rate is good. He's got the bye, knee injury over. Going to be some scoring in Dallas for sure.
Indeed, we are aligned. I hope he goes over that number on the first two possessions because I'm taking the full game over 54.5 points. Big number. Don't be scared of it, homie. Have you seen any games in Dallas lately? A lot of them just flying over totals. 9 of the last 12 have gone over the total, including games this season that have saw combined scores of 80 and 77 points. Dallas coming off a season where they allowed a league high 31.2 points per game at home. That's obviously carrying into this season. Neither defense has been good this season, 26th and 30th in yards per play allowed. Dallas is dead last on third down. And both teams are getting destroyed by massive chunk plays through the air, 32nd and 31st in passing plays of 40 plus yards allowed. So hopefully a couple quick scores in this one. And very respectable starts on offense for these teams, third and seventh in scoring. And that's primarily been without CD Lamb and Terry McLaurin. Both are practicing this week. Both could be back in this game. And for what it is worth, they did combine for a 60-point game in November of last season. And that was without Dak for Dallas. So I like a very high scoring game. Give me the over there. Okay, Jingles, bring it home. Final bet. And we're right back in this game. Cowboys Commanders.
Yeah, big one here. Chris Moore, touchdown, plus 1,000 full
Let's
unit.
go.
That's where the confidence is. Debo Samuel isn't fully healthy. He's dealing with that heel injury. Just 15 yards last week. He was listed as a non-participant on Wednesday's estimated practice report. Terry McLaurin was listed as limited, but head coach Dan Quinn said that McLaurin will practice this week, but his status remains unclear. Meanwhile, as I touched on, Jaden Daniels looks back to form, threw 3 touchdowns last week, including one to Luke McCaffrey and Chris Moore. In a strong indoor matchup with a giant total versus a Dallas defense that's giving up 2 touchdowns to opposing wide receivers per game, this is a price that is tough to pass up. Moore posted an 83% route share last week with Debo as the number one. But in this spot, at worst, Moore could be wide receiver 3, and I still like this price at wide receiver 3 between a beat-up Terry McLaurin and Debo Samuel. Debo Samuel could be out. It could just be McLaurin and Moore as running the 1 and 2 spots. Or we could get a plus 1,000 wide receiver running as wide receiver 1 if Debo is out with a heel injury and Terry McLaurin can't get back on the field. At this number, it's a full unit play, and I like it more, and I like his role in this offense a little more than Luke McCaffrey, who we hit a couple weeks ago back in this segment at plus 750.
Okay, there you have it. Our best bets for Sunday afternoon's NFL action. If you're looking for picks for the Sunday night game or the Monday night football doubleheader, we're going to have standalone videos right here on the Covers YouTube channel. Enjoy the games on Sunday. Best of luck with all your bets, and we'll see you next time.